Hey everybody, here to bring you a review. This time I was with the Mezco 112 Collective Space Ghost, the normal edition one. Let's get started. Just to let you know, this is white, and as usual with white stuff, I usually tend to wear gloves. It is a very warm day, and I don't want to mess up any of the knitting. So, yeah, here we go. First and foremost, I want to start by saying the body and the build is really nice. It is smaller than that of Punisher and Shazam, but it's still its own very nice and unique mold. The belt sits a little high, but you can adjust it, pulling it up and down. Now, let's get started. The white knit clothing actually looks really nice. You can already tell there's a muscular body underneath. It looks really nice. Now, the thing about Space Ghost that I liked right away is that it seemed like his articulation was done really well. And immediately the first thing I did was to look and see if he can sit down so I can do Space Ghost Coast to Coast stuff. And it looks like he can do it really well. So even though the suit is cloth, it looks like Space Ghost pretty much has tons of articulation, which is one of my favorite things because I like to see what a figure can do. You know, in 2017, you definitely want to see what a figure is definitely capable of. So as you can see, I'm doing just natural poses with him, and it all looks really good. Ankle pivot on is actually really nice. Compared to the previous one, it's not as strong as you would get with other figures, but still way more than you have gotten in the past, and I really enjoy that. I enjoy that they're taking steps to move forward, and they listen to the fans. Now, the only thing about Space Ghost that I seem to have a slight issue with, and it's not really an issue, because it's very accurate, it's the simple fact that Space Ghost's head is attached to the neck. And for the design to look really nice, you actually needed that. So it actually looks really good. It's just a little bit of a gap here, which I'm actually totally fine with, and it seems to be fine. And in case you haven't noticed, there is a wired cape for Space Ghost. And I'm a real big fan of it. They took the time out to go, hey, we're going to do wired capes now. We may have not done it in the past, but it actually looks and it feels great. It's a soft yellow, but it's very, not translucent, but as you can see, it's strong, it's wide at the edges, and it's very accurate to Hanna-Barbera's Space Ghost and DC Comics Space Ghost. So you can actually get the accuracy. The bands are done in a nice metallic red. I'm really enjoying it. The white hands are done really well. So, you know, Space Ghost, it just looks obviously great in my opinion. They nailed the look. They nailed the costume design without many changes. Overall, I'm just really happy with Space Ghost. Let me see if he holds the pose. And just like that, Space Ghost is holding the pose with no issues. And it's just something that it sits really well with me to know, well, see, he didn't hold. And the reason why I didn't hold is probably my own fault because my diorama is crooked. But, you know, in terms of posing, I got him to hold, and that's pretty dope to me. Just like that, I got it. Now accessories. This is what's really dope about Space Ghost. When they first showed off Space Ghost, they showed him with a ton of energy effects and things like that. And this is something Mezco hasn't done yet. So this was really cool that they decided to go out and do this. So regular Force Blasts are done attached to the hand, and you actually get one per hand, so you can actually do it two at a time. Mine seems a little shaky on this one, but I think it's just a piece loose inside, which honestly is no big deal. So if you had got two Space Ghosts, or you wanted to do the Space Spectre, which is Space Ghost from an alternate universe, you can actually like repaint it and have them go head to head, which is really dope. I just think these are really nice, and nice translucent like yellow, really done. And they're hard plastic, but they're not heavy, and the figure will hold up. So I'm gonna show you right now. And I think that was really dope that even though it has weight to it, the figure can hold up its own weight of what's going on with the effect parts. So, you know, it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you know how you get effect parts and he can't hold it up. Nope, Space Ghost doesn't have that issue. So just like that, no issues, holding it up just fine, shooting energy blast. And again, I don't know if you guys can see, but the diorama is a little lopsided. So I'm going against gravity here. So bear with me. So that's just one of the many effects he has. Also, there's I want to call it a magma one. Now here's where you want to be careful, because this one is actually hard plastic as well. So if you get caught on one of these, you can actually break this very easily. So please be careful. It actually ripped my glove here. So please be aware. This one is also really nice, and it's called Effect Part A. If you look inside, it'll be a little A there. So this one can actually attach on the left or the right. Either way, it's fine. You connect it right at the ball joint. So what you want to do is you want to center it, and you want to plug it right in. And just like that, Space Ghost has another fire effect. This one, because of its length, you want to balance out Space Ghost a little more even. but he shouldn't have a problem with holding it up. Overall, I'm really enjoying these effect parts. I think that they're a nice addition, and if they do really well on Space Ghost, I'm pretty sure they'll include it with more characters. You know, characters like Captain Marvel or you know, Spectrum. Female characters, I don't know why I'm thinking of them, but they are usually the ones who use Energy Blast way more effective than men. Also, there's a green gassed one, and this seems to be a some sort of tractor ray or holding ray, and it looks really good, like really good. It's a nice dirty smoke green. And again, this one is called Effect Part B, if you look inside. Again, you attach it to the joint and it connects. On this end, it's an empty hollow end. So you can actually attack explosions or tractor beams or force fields, whatever you want to do. This is really nice as well. Then we have, I'm just going to call this the explosion punch. So this is an effect part where if you don't, you know, this can actually be a complement to this one. Or it could just be him revving up another one before it actually goes out as an energy blast. You can actually do a ton of stuff. This one is a little softer on the plastic. It's more prepared and well done as opposed to the other ones being hard plastic. This one is a little softer in the end and hard here. So it looks really cool. It's in red and yellowish orange. It's a nice blend of color being translucent here. So if you want to add lightings in the background through it, you probably can. And then I'm going to call this one an ice ray. Now this one actually already has the right hand already set for it. So this one is going to be the ice beam. So you would actually attach it to this, the right hand. This is actually also made of hard plastic and looks really good. And it already has a hand peg. Now, I don't know if people have watched Space Ghost, but certain hands have certain effect powers and only be on a certain band, you know, as it would be as a kid's show. So that's one of the things. And I believe the ice band was always on the right hand, if I remember. I could be wrong. Also, it's really cool that they included Gleep. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I thought Gleep was just going to be a statue and not be articulated. So I was not expecting, you basically get another figure, and he's actually articulated. So you can actually do things. There's no ab crunch on him, but you do get enough articulation on the head, the arms, and the feet to be able to do Gleep running, jumping, helping, whatever it is you want to do with Gleep to show that he's here to help. So he actually looks really good. He actually looks a lot less menacing in real life, but in photos he looks terrifyingly menacing. So I can't help you with trying not to. And actually the tail is articulated as well. It just rotates around, but that's better than nothing at all. In photos, he's going to look absolutely terrifying. But in real life, he's actually not that much. It looks like more like he's smiling than he is terrifying. Now, in terms of hands, and I skipped around here, you get flight/relax hands with Space Ghost. You're also going to get closed fists, which you saw. This is my favorite thing, is where you would call these the Cyclop Optic Blast eyes. But these are for his bands, to make sure it looks like he's touching each one or hitting the band properly to activate his powers. Really dope. And then you have more attacking, grasping, open palms. These are really nice. And I think this was a great addition if you want to see Space Ghost get physical or grab bands or do his cross arm look. And last but not least, you get the alternative head, which is Space Ghost's angry head, I want to say. Looks like he's fierce, he's going into battle, he may be unsure of himself. This is a very nice addition. I really like it. Overall, Space Ghost definitely gets my A-OK. This is something that I was really excited for because not only did I love Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I actually grew up watching the older cartoons. So this is one of the things where I actually really enjoyed it. So this is great to see a character like this. Hopefully we can get something like the Herculoids after this or any other thing. I would really love to see that. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this. Now, before I go, I'm going to do a quick size comparison of him with other figures. And I want to touch up on something real fast. Now, real quick, because I'm actually going to do a review on this as well, I want to touch up on the fact that there is a difference between him and the glow-in-the-dark version. As you can see, the suits are actually different. They're woven different. They look different. And that's because this allows him to glow in the dark. He does not come with the extra head, and he has translucent effects. But you'll see that in the next review, obviously. And the cape is a slightly different color. And that's because that's to help it glow in the dark. And it also feels different. But we're going to touch up on that later. But I want to make sure you see it here now. And we're going to talk about that. Now, in terms of height comparison, this is him in comparison with an SHF. This is my custom Spider-Man. So as you can see, he's not super tall, but he's also not really small. This is him with a Mythic Legion Orcs. And these guys are like close to like 7 inches. Then you want to see him compared to a Marvel Legend, which is probably the go-to in terms of most people with 6-inch figures. So as you can see, Space Ghost is actually a little smaller than most 112 guys, and I'm okay with that. I think he fits in well with imports, and he fits in very well with domestics as well. And hopefully you enjoy this. I hope I presented everything to you. I hope that you are doing good, and I hope you got the best information you can get. Also, I know I get a ton of questions about my diorama pieces. These are random pieces that I've gotten from certain people, and I can't remember. Oh, these ones in particular are all from Matt Morlock on Instagram, also known as Toyographer. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that when I post diorama stuff, I usually tag the person. You should contact them and see if they're free for commissions. Right now, no one I know is actually free for commissions, but hoping to pass that information out. It's been overwhelming because a ton of people have emailed me about it, and I want to make sure I answered it. So that's that. In the meantime, I hope you're drinking your water. I hope you are being good. I really do hope you're being good because there's too much evil out in the world right now. Please drink your water. Do good, guys. Later.